Hello! So welcome to the video. We are doing Saw! So here's some of the editing. I have funsies, woo. So I've watched all 7 of the mainline Saw movies to do this video. I have the Blu-ray collection. It's really cool. I just like, having the official versions of these movies most of the time. However, I will need to start streaming them. So I will say when I am streaming a movie instead of just doing this. However, I'm still using them under fair use because I'm still paying for the movies that I'm streaming. But yeah, so gore alert. I'm gonna have to show some scenes like this one here. That is gory and stuff like that. And all of these scenes are owned by the respective, copyright holders. I do not claim to own any of these scenes. This is an educational look into how Behaviour got the ideas and inspirations for the power for the pig, as well as David Tapp and all of that. So without further ado, let's go into the video, shall we? Hello and welcome to the 100th video I am publishing on my YouTube channel. We are continuing the How Did Behaviour Design X Killer or Chapter series, and we are doing the Saw chapter. So, in this chapter we have the killer, Amanda Young, also known as the pig, and the survivor, Detective Tapp, who is Detective Tapp, also known as David Tapp, not the gay one. Trans rights. Which is also LGBTQ plus rights, I guess, as well. I'm just happy that they made a character, they're broadening out, it's nice to see. So, with Amanda Young, let's go over the cosmetic first. So, this cosmetic that you see here is most likely in reference to a scene from the first movie, which is this scene that is showing as I am talking. Yeah, it's a bit weird to see something like this, huh? I thought for something like, showing off the character's cosmetics, I would not completely, I would show that with the character, so then you can see the how they did it. However, I will now be showing just the scenes for the next few things, such as the weapon. So as you can see here, this is just a normal, hidden blade type of thing, and it is probably in reference to this scene in the first movie with Detective Tapp in it. And here is that scene. Sick of it all. Okay, cool. So that scene is also in reference to the Mori, as you can probably tell, because he, hits the neck, and that is what the Mori typically, that is what the Mori is, basically, for the pig. So, cool. As well, I should also say that the outfit scene is also basically how ambush works, because as you saw, the pig got low to the ground, and then got up and then zoomed over to Lawrence Gordon there, and, in, the real world, kidnapped him. In this game, did 1 point of damage. So, now the only part of their power left is the reverse bear trap, and one of the more cooler parts of the kit. So, the introductionary, what a bear trap looks like, is, here it is. Here is a scene of that. Now, the video of showing how a reverse bear trap works is shown here. And once you go to, basically, there'll be 4 jigsaw boxes, and you have 4 of these reverse bear traps. The boxes are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. This always happens. That's always the way that it works. However, the jigsaw helmets, or jigsaw reverse bear traps that you get, or hats as people call them, can be labeled anywhere from 1 to 4. So each one has a 25% chance of being, one of those things, but you don't know what the boxes are labeled, nor do you know what the bear traps are labeled. But that's how, programming wise they work. So it's not completely RNG, but it's pseudo-random RNG. So there is that to think about. But when they get it off, it is very similar to the animation here. Well, it's not actually animation, but it's a thing. And I should go and say that the reverse bear trap activating is shown in Saw 7, so here is a scene of it activating. Okay, so now we can actually get into, you know, what everyone wanted. So as you can see here, I use the DBD Toolbox plugin, which changes the add-on so I get cool things like this. All of these perks, their icons don't matter, however detective taps will. So keep that in mind. The line, no excuses, no evacuations, no crying, is from this scene right here, where Amanda is basically slamming the doctor against a wall.
No excuses, no equivocations, no crying.
Not really like slamming, but more like angrily yelling, I guess you could say. The line, "Are you gonna behave?" is when the doctor first gets kidnapped by Amanda Young, and it is from this scene right here.
Are you gonna behave?
The final one, "Make your choice." I guess roll the words, "Make your choice."
Make your choice.
Is also the line. So like, I guess, you know, "Make your choice" is actually iconic, so yay, there's that. However, the "You would be surprised what tools can save a life" is from Saw 3, where pretty much Amanda is reminiscing about how the reverse bear trap basically in turn saved her life because it set her straight from drugs. And that is from this scene right here.
Save a life. You'd be surprised what tools can save a life.
So, we now have all of the perks done. So, let's start doing the add-ons. The Shattered Syringe. Although it says a symbol of a broken way of life, reminiscing about a past self hardens her determination, the scene I'll be using is not of her, you know, being a druggie. Instead, it will be of the scene in Saw 2 where she is flung into the needle pit. So, here is that scene.
It will be like finding a needle in a...
I guess for these scenes I can just have them on the thing here. So that's cool. John's medical file. This scene, as you can see right now, is just a bunch of flashing and stuff like that of the medical file of John, which says, you know, the medical file of a cancerous man fills the reader with dread and recklessness, obviously referring to Amanda. The Interlocking Razor, this one is a classic one. This is from Saw 2, as you can see right here on the screen. This is where the lady basically, you know, puts her hands into the trap and she's dumb and they lock back in and then she basically sits there and dies. For the next few ones, I'm going to have to cheap out and say the classic, they're on there somewhere kind of thing. So, combat straps. Yep, they sure are. Workshop grease. From when I was watching, I didn't fully pay enough attention, so there may be a scene where a character literally greases something up. But I didn't find one during my editing or watching process. So this one also is just, oh look, it's a thing they have. Utility blades. Although this is not shown, and a lot of the reverse bear trap modifications are not shown, this one is significant because in Amanda's box, and for the Amanda secret, and some other characters, like the Razor Wire character, they did cut themselves, so this is actually technically significant. Razor wires, though. So, razor wires is in reference to a Saw 1 trap, and here is that trap.
Started at the back of the cage and tunneled his way through that razor wire so fast. It's amazing he got as far as he did.
Man, that would really hurt. Last Will, a updated add-on that now makes no sense to why it has this effect, is from this scene right here. As you can see, in the box is a bear trap, which made more sense when the add-on said, you get an extra bear trap. The face mask. Wear a mask. Slow release toxin. Although this is not technically a may be a reference to this, but I think it would be a reference to the gas house in the second Saw movie. So here's Jigsaw's explanation of that house.
Right now, you are breathing in a deadly nerve agent. You've been breathing it since you arrived here. Those of you familiar with the Tokyo subway attacks will know its devastating effects on the human body. The only way to overcome it and walk out that door is to find an antidote.
Rusty attachments, man, they are. However, I should say that all of the reverse bear traps do have mouth spikes in the movie. In this, I doubt that they would, because you can't slam a hat on someone's head. But I guess, you know, it's the entity's realm, so who knows. Rule set number 2. This depicts a cassette player, which is very iconic to all of these Saw games. Here's a scene of, you know, a cassette player, and if it's the same scene, the line, "Listen, there are rules," from Jigsaw.
Hello, Mr. Hindle.
Listen carefully, if you will. There are rules.
Well, I guess I've reverted back. But, like, I guess that the "listen, there are rules" part is actually insignificant to actually hear. So, as you can see now, it's a very short scene, but Jigsaw's sketch and Jigsaw's annotated plan are both of this scene where, you know, he has some plans. The bag of gears and crate of gears are more just like, they have gears, yep. Because as you can see here, a lot of the Jigsaw type of things have gears in them. So it made sense for Behaviour to maybe just design something, like, you know, make some add-ons that were much simpler for them, which is just the bag and crate of gears, which are pretty decent. I guess they should get buffed a bit. Because also they don't correctly show how much they actually slow down. The crate of gears slows down by 25%, the search, and the search on this one is 14%. I really wish that it was this much, because having it be 50% slower would be nice, but I think it should be 50% on top of adding an extra 4 seconds to the boxes themselves. However, that's just nitpicking for me. Tamper Timer, although a lot of traps are, you know, tampered and made impossible throughout the series, this is probably the best one for me. Is the scene where Hoffman is putting the trap on Gordon's, you know, ex-wife, not Gordon, what's his name? John Kramer's ex-wife, in the 7th movie, which is where we saw how the Jigsaw, well, the reverse bear trap, my brain's all flooded with Saw knowledge now, the reverse bear trap, how it works. So here is the scene of him putting it on. By the way, I love Hoffman, he looks so cool. Amanda's secret is from this scene, as you can see, and she's pulling out a box and going through it, and there's a bunch of things, like those utility blades, I guess you could say, and stuff like that. Videotape. As you can see right now on screen, you know, Amanda's looking at a video, at a TV player, and then it turns on and shows the thing. So that is what this is.
Hello, Amanda. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game.
Amanda's letter. I will just let this scene speak for itself.
Get used to me, because I'm not going anywhere.
You sure about that? Amanda, you were with Cecil the night Jill lost Gideon. You killed their child. You know it, and I know it. So do exactly as I say. Kill Lynn Denman. Or I will tell John what you did.
Okay, and with that, we have everything about the killer done. So now it's time to go over to the survivor, which is something like a nice change of pace, you could say, for this. And it's also nice that, you know, after I finish doing this, that we can actually talk about, you know, I'll be playing some Legion maybe and stuff like that. So the Jigsaw piece. If I have this line, I will show it. If not, this is the scene where, you know, Amanda Young has finished the trial of the reverse bear trap. But, you know, c'est la vie if I don't have it. But But congratulations, you're still alive. Most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you, not anymore. This is the starting of Jigsaw's baptism, I guess you could say. But here is the scene if I have it.
Congratulations, you are still alive. Most people are so ungrateful to be alive. But not you. Not anymore.
So let's hope I have it. So we are now going to be talking about this. Also, icon change, as I said earlier in the video. So tenacity, the icon of this perk, is based on this scene right here.
Let me see. Okay, be back. I'm gonna be back, okay? Be back.
The scene that we've seen before. Stakeout is based on the scene where Detective Tapp and Detective Simmons, I think his name is, or Sim, staking out Jigsaw as he comes back into the building, and that is this scene right here. And Detective Hunch, even though it's Jill Valentine here, the actual perk icon is pretty much the same, and it is from this scene right here.
I never should have let you go.
Now, the actual lines, the "what the hell is this? I'm taking this bastard down" from Detective David Tapp, is from this scene right here.
What the hell is this?
Get down here! Turn it off! Stop that thing! I'm taking this bastard down!
These ones are actually an amalgamation of lines. So I had you on your knees, you're running scared because we had you, we're gonna close this case, is from these scenes here.
I had you. You on your knees. You're running. You're running. You're running scared because we had you. We're gonna close this case.
And the final one for this video, Detective's Hunch. Are you able to tell us where you were last night? This is where Detective David Tapp is talking to Dr. Lawrence Gordon.
Are you able to tell us where you were between the hours of 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. last night, Doctor?
And yeah, with that, that is all of, that's all of them. All of the add-ons and references and all of that. I could go over the map itself, however that's a lot harder to do. And we don't see everything. But I would like to go and end the video off with some announcements as I show off the cosmetic outfits. So, I will be doing more of these. I do have some more planned, such as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which will be an underwhelming one. And of course, some other things I want to kind of maybe do Scream, even though it's not really referenced in this. As well as, some other things. And yeah, I also have Nightmare on Elm Street that I can do. So pretty much the 2 chapters before this one I can do. So yeah. The other one thing I want to talk about is actually something cooler. And it is not exactly this cosmetic, but something like this does actually show up in Saw. It is Hoffman. And it's not like this exactly. I wish that we do get a Hoffman cosmetic for, DBD. I think that would be really sick. But here's a scene of Hoffman in his pig costume. As I'm showing it on screen. I need to remind myself that. But yeah, so I hope you all have a lovely day. And I guess I will put on a cosmetic I would like to wear for Pig. Which will be this. So, hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next series I'm going to be doing, which coincides to all of this, which is Silent Hill 2! So, I hope you all will enjoy looking forward to that, and I'll see you when I start doing that. Goodbye.